Hello everyone. It's James again. And today I would like to talk about a very important topic. But before we dive into today's topic, I want to thank you all for your support and participation. Your sharing of your thoughts, ideas, prayers for others and for myself. It all means a lot. You see, narcissists don't really like the fact people are catching on to them. Before all of this information was made known to the masses, narcissists could often fly under the radar, simply because their behavior was so unbelievable. That there are people on planet Earth capable of such evil. Well, those of us that grew up with a narcissist parent or parents, or the many of us that dated or married one, or those of us that have a narcissist boss, co-worker, neighbor or so-called friend. We know this behavior all so well. And now people are able to see on full display this behavior is real and people are still acting in this sick twisted way. And why it's so important to steer clear of such entities. And I say entities, because a great many in the narcissistic abuse space have come around to acknowledging in some way or another, there does seem to be a demonic or evil or satanic element to who these people are and the things they do to others. Because you see, it goes back to that biblical chess game that is continuing to go on. And those that are on the evil side of the chessboard are always looking to harm those that have love and decency and a genuine personality. Because those are people that might do some good in the world. Even if it's just raising a good family. Or being kind to their neighbor. These types of genuine love and kindness have a ripple effect. To where kindness and love spreads and evil will shrink. But the more there is evil, the more evil will spread. And we know that's exactly what Satan wants. As we have seen in the story of the man that was held captive for over 2 decades. I will be talking about that shortly. There have been lots of news stories about the latest developments. So I will be putting together my thoughts on that case soon. And there are tons, and I do mean tons, of new cases and old cases I need to talk about. But this one just came by my cartoon desk. And I was like, this is an exact example of and a learning lesson on why you should avoid these types of people. Because they are extremely, and I do mean extremely, dangerous. But it goes back to the topic on how to narcissists and other toxic people, psychopaths and or other cluster B individuals treat animals, and how they also treat waitstaffs at places you might eat at. Or how they treat any other person in the service-related industry as well. You see, we are often told, if they are a narcissist or psychopath, they will outright treat animals cruelly. Or the waitstaff or those in public services really bad as well. And this is by and large true. But if they need to impress someone, or they feel like there is something to gain, they can and will turn on the charm and may even go overboard with treating the waitstaff nicely or a pet dog really well. But the true test is, how do these people act over time? You see, you are no better than a dog or cat to the narcissist or psychopath. And I will go a step further. You are no better than a pair of shoes or purse or wallet to the narcissist or psychopath. You see, these individuals see you and their pets as disposable items to be discarded the moment they aren't useful anymore, and or if they see you as a source of their narcissistic rage and anger. You see, when dating someone that is one of these cluster B types, it's very common for them somewhere in the middle of the relationship to show up with a dog or a cat. Or talk all of the time how much they want to get a dog or a cat. They will plan out every detail. They will almost turn it into a show. And they will show off their new pet to everyone. They might even have a special harness for their pet too. A special drinking container. And an awesome little bed for it to sleep in. But soon enough, that dog or cat will become neglected and now made your sole responsibility. And if you don't do all of the things they think you should do to care for their pet, not your pet, but their pet, you are now to blame. Because you see, this pet of theirs is now old news and is no longer useful to them. Now if they started getting invited to special events because of their new dog or cat, they might take more interest. But we know this likely isn't happening. Because in the narcissist's mind most things are grandiose. And when people and pets don't live up to the hype and they aren't getting the attention they hoped for, they will discard their pet. Just like they will discard you. But, as I've talked about before, these discards can be lethal when it's in regards to you or their pet. And this is why if you even think you are dating or friends with or married to one of these types of people, stop trying to rationalize the situation and start planning an escape. Because your life could literally depend on it. Because in this news story, you see a textbook example on how these entities operate, and how they really think about people or pets that are no longer useful to them. This woman, Allison Lawrence, was trying to board an airplane to Bogota, Colombia, I believe. However, she didn't have the correct paperwork allowing her to board with her dog Tywin. And so she was turned away. Her dog was found no longer living in the restroom at the Orlando airport, stuffed into a plastic bag. And they were able to figure out the dog Tywin was deleted by drowning, likely in the sink or toilet. They found Allison a few stalls away cleaning up dog food on the ground around her. You just can't make this stuff up. But I told you these entities truly do some insane things. But this is how they feel about you, and this is how they feel about their pets. I'm sure somewhere in her day, someone told her that her dog was cute. And she probably acted like the most loving dog owner in the world. But the moment she couldn't board the plane, she no longer saw her dog as useful. But now she only viewed him as baggage she had to get rid of. Plus, when these kinds of things happen, it makes these types of individuals angry at those that didn't even cause the issue. And they must get those people, in these cases their pet, back for how they felt like they were done wrong. You see, the truth is, this woman's narcissism wouldn't allow her to think that she was at fault for not bringing the paperwork. Maybe she literally didn't know and thought she had everything all together. But maybe her narcissism made her prepare for her trip in a lazy way, thinking that everything will just somehow work out, that she will just talk her way through any problem that she has. And sadly, a great many of these narcissist psychopath types think this way. Why? Because they were successful in years past. Because either their charm or their bullying ways always seemed to get them what and where they wanted to go. But when they come up against hard rules and regulations, policies and procedures, they don't know what to do. But instead of blaming herself and seeing if she could reschedule her flight due to the mix-up, she viewed her dog Tywin as the cause. And one minute Tywin was the awesome family pet, and the next she had no more use for him. Well, please know, this is how narcissists and psychopaths see you. They see you as a tool to get whatever they want. And when they can't get what they want from you anymore, they either leave you, or in some cases end your very life. They might do such a horrible thing, simply because they were angry that you so-called wasted their time. All because they found out you didn't have what they thought you had. And then some play the long con and take your life as a way to take what you've got. I mean, let this sink in. She literally could have got on her phone and called to try to reschedule her flight or figure out her next step. But in her lizard brain, offing the dog and hoping she could still jump on the plane is the first thing that came into her lizard mind. I'm sorry Tywin had such an evil owner. And I'm sorry he lost his life in such a cruel and evil way. But there is a reason why we are told to watch how these people act. Because one minute they can be charming and nice and the next they can be one of Satan's demons. And when you see that, please know it's not a fluke. Because their demon side is their only side. Anything else you see is just a mask to hide their demonic self. Because they know, if they walked around without their mask and you saw their true evil nature, no one would dare want to be around them. So don't try to rationalize their behavior or explain to yourself why they act the way that they do. Just plan, and get out. Because if you don't, they could very well end your life. I will put a link for this news story in the box below. Well, that's all I have for today. I would like to know your thoughts. With that said, I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.